Have you ever been in a room full of people and felt completely alone? Not just alone, but invisible. Like you could disappear and no one would notice. Everyone around you is talking, laughing, connecting, but you're just there. Present in body, but absent in every way that matters. This isn't about being shy or introverted. It's deeper than that. It's the feeling that you don't exist in other people's worlds, that you're watching life happen around you but never actually participating in it. Today we're talking about the silent struggle of feeling invisible in a crowd. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. And there's a reason you feel like this. Feeling invisible is a specific kind of loneliness. It's not the loneliness of being physically alone. It's the loneliness of being surrounded by people who don't see you. You're in the conversation, but no one asks you questions. You're at the gathering, but no one seems to notice when you arrive or leave. You share something and it gets ignored or talked over. You laugh at jokes, you smile, you participate, but you feel like a ghost, like you're going through the motions of being present without actually being acknowledged. It's exhausting. You start to wonder if you matter at all. If you just stopped showing up, would anyone even ask where you went? This feeling of invisibility usually starts in childhood. Maybe you were the quiet child in a loud family, the one whose needs were overlooked because you didn't make noise. Maybe you had siblings who demanded more attention, and you learned to fade into the background. Or maybe your parents were physically present but emotionally absent. They saw you, but they didn't really see you. Your feelings, your thoughts, your inner world didn't matter, so you learned that being invisible is your default state, that you're not the kind of person people naturally pay attention to, and that belief followed you into adulthood. Now, even in rooms full of people, you feel like you're not really there. Here's a hard truth. Sometimes we make ourselves invisible. Not consciously, but as a protection mechanism. If you grew up feeling unseen, you learn to take up less space, to not draw attention, to blend in. You don't speak up in groups. You don't share your opinions. You don't reach out first. You wait to be noticed, to be invited, to be included. But here's the thing. People are busy with their own lives, their own thoughts, their own insecurities. If you don't make yourself visible, they might not notice you're there. And the cycle continues. You feel invisible, so you act invisible, which makes you feel more invisible. It's a loop you've been trapped in for years. Being overlooked hurts in a way that's hard to explain. It's not one big dramatic rejection. It's 1,000 small moments of not mattering. Someone interrupts you and never comes back to what you were saying. Plans are made around you without anyone asking if you're free. Your birthday is forgotten. Your accomplishments go unacknowledged. None of these things are catastrophic on their own, but together they build into a crushing weight. A constant message that you're not important, that you're background noise, that the world would function just fine without you. And over time, you start to believe it. You start to internalize that maybe you really are forgettable. There's a difference between choosing to be alone and feeling invisible in a crowd. When you choose solitude, there's peace in it. You're recharging, enjoying your own company, doing things you love, but invisibility isn't a choice. It's isolation that happens even when you're surrounded by people. You want to be seen, to be included, to matter, but somehow you're always on the outside looking in. You watch other people form connections effortlessly while you struggle to even be noticed. That's not introversion. That's not preference for solitude. That's a deep, painful sense of not belonging anywhere, of being the person no one thinks to include. Feeling invisible destroys your self-worth. You start to question everything about yourself. Am I boring? Am I too quiet? Is there something wrong with me? You look at people who are naturally charismatic, who light up rooms, who everyone wants to be around. And you wonder why you're not like that. Why you fade into the background. You start to believe you're not interesting enough, not funny enough, not worthy of attention. And the worst part is, you can't even be angry about it, because no one is actively rejecting you. They're just not seeing you. And how do you fight against something so passive, so subtle, so constant? When you feel invisible, you try different things to be seen. Some people become people pleasers. They think if they're helpful enough, useful enough, they'll finally matter. Others become loud or provocative, trying to force people to notice them. Some withdraw completely, deciding if no one sees them anyway, why bother trying? But none of these strategies work. People-pleasing makes you a tool, not a person. Being provocative gets attention, but not connection, and withdrawing just makes you more isolated. The truth is, you can't force people to see you. And trying to earn visibility by being something you're not just makes you feel more invisible. Because even if they notice you, they're not noticing the real you. What you need isn't to be the center of attention. You don't need everyone to notice you. You just need a few people who truly see you. People who ask how you're really doing. Who remember what you told them last week. Who notice when you're quieter than usual. Who make space for you in conversations. Who value your presence, not just tolerate it. That's the difference. You don't want to be invisible anymore, but you also don't want to perform for visibility. You want to be seen and valued for who you actually are, and that requires finding the right people. People who have the capacity to notice and care. Part of being seen is learning to make yourself visible. Not by changing who you are, but by taking up the space you deserve. Speak up even when your voice shakes. Share your thoughts even if you think they're not interesting. Reach out first instead of waiting to be invited. Show up as yourself, not as who you think people want you to be. Yes, this feels vulnerable. Yes, it risks rejection. But staying invisible is also a risk. It's the risk of living your whole life unseen, of never knowing if people would actually value you if you let them see the real you. You have to give people the chance to notice you, and sometimes that means being a little bit braver than you're comfortable with. Not everyone will see you, and that's okay. Some people are too focused on themselves. Some people don't have the emotional capacity to notice others. Some people are just not your people. But there are people out there who will see you, who will be drawn to your quiet presence, your thoughtfulness, your way of being. Your job is to find them. And you do that by being authentic, by showing up consistently, by being the kind of person you wish others were for you. When you stop trying to force everyone to notice you and start focusing on connecting deeply with a few, everything changes. Quality over quantity, depth over breadth. Feeling invisible in a crowd is one of the loneliest experiences, but it doesn't have to be permanent. You are not actually invisible. You are not forgettable. You are not unworthy of being seen. You've just been in the wrong rooms with the wrong people. Or you've been hiding yourself because it felt safer than risking rejection. But you deserve to be seen. You deserve to have people who notice when you walk in, who miss you when you're gone, who value your voice and your presence. Start by seeing yourself, by acknowledging your own worth, and then slowly let others see you too. Not everyone will, but the right people will, and those are the only people who matter.